Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about comparisons with adjectives and adverbs, okay? So, adjectives and adverbs have special ways that we compare them to other words, or that we use them to make other words compared to each other, okay? So, for example, I might say that someone is faster than someone else, or someone is moving more slowly than someone else, okay? So there, I'm using adjectives and adverbs to compare. Okay. Now, when we use the comparative form of an adjective or adverb, we're comparing two things. So that's just some vocab for you. Comparative means two. Okay. When we're using the superlative form, we're comparing three or more things. So again, just some vocabulary. If I talk about the superlative form of something, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, let's talk about adjectives. Okay. So the comparative form of an adjective is used to compare two items. For most shorter one or two syllable adjectives, we form the comparative adjective by adding er. Okay? All right, so let's look at this. Older is old plus er. Faster, fast plus er. Stronger, strong plus er. Okay? So each of these I'm comparing two things. One person is older than one other person. One person is faster than one other person. One person is stronger than another person. Okay? So I'm comparing two things together. All right, now, when an adjective is longer, so it's three or more syllables, okay, we don't want to add an on the end because it'll sound really weird. So we want to just say more instead, okay? So I would say more understandable, more plus understandable, more comfortable, more plus comfortable, okay? You don't want to say understandabler, okay? That doesn't sound right, all right? And this is something we do kind of naturally, but just in general, so you know, when we have the longer adjectives, just say more, okay? Now, we follow the same pattern for superlative adjectives, but we use the est ending and most, okay? So if I'm comparing three or more things, I would say oldest, fastest, strongest, most understandable, most comfortable, okay? Now, adverbs are pretty easy. They follow mostly the same pattern. So if you want to make an adverb, our most common adverbs, the ones that end in ly, comparative or superlative, you just say more or most. Okay, so more slowly, more quickly, most slowly, most quickly. Now, there are some adverbs where you'll add the er ending, like if I say I jumped high. Okay, high is an adverb there describing jumped. But if I say I jumped higher than him, all right, I'm comparing how high I jumped to how high someone else jumped, and I add the er. So it just kind of depends. There are some weird little adverbs that will take the er or est ending. But if it's just our regular old ly adverb, quickly, slowly, thoughtfully, mysteriously, whatever, you can just say more or most. Okay? Now remember, there are some irregular forms. So one common example is good, better, and best for adjectives, okay, where we have like basically a completely different word. But this is the general rule, okay? So just to recap, when we have adjectives that are short, so one or two syllables, we add an er or an est. If they're longer than three syllables, we add more or most, okay? And adverbs follow basically the same pattern, though you'll see the more and most of the time. All right, so we'll do some practice with this and some more adjectives and adverbs practice tomorrow, right? And let me know if you have any questions.